Good afternoon, everyone. I apologize because I'm going to be doing this off of my iPad, but we're going to take a look and see what happened with Bitcoin for the day. And we just got our daily candle closed. So taking a look at this here, we did get quite a decent bullish close. You can see we had our high being 66,926, low being 65,117. We closed about 66,528, up about $1,300 for the day. So it is quite a bullish day. So with that being said, I have to say that it looks like we're going to keep our continued move upward, at least for right now. We are above my support line at 66,482. Taking a look at the 8-hour, we did get above that 200 MA. However, we do have the 21 still quite a bit ways away from it. We could still get that golden cross, but I'm just a little bit sketched out by the fact that it's so far away from the 200 as well as the 50. So with that being said, I mean, if it's extremely bullish, it's just going to consolidate, and then we're going to get that golden cross. Taking a look at the 4-hour here, let me see what's going on. All right, so taking a look at the 4-hour, you can see that we are still quite bullish. We are a bit of a distance away from the 21, not by much, so about $1,000, which is not bad. 6-hour, kind of the same scenario. We're a little bit farther from the 21 on the 6-hour. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to see what's going to happen here. I mean, we could just skyrocket up, test the bottom of this order block here at around 67.5, like I've been targeting, and then possibly come back down. But I would like to see some consolidation right here, or a slight dip. This could be a bullish 786 here. Let me take a look. Yeah, we didn't quite get the full retracement, though. That's the only thing. Yeah, I mean, we got a part of a retracement right here, but not the full one. Yeah, this candle right here did a partial retracement, so we could possibly go up to about 67.56, it looks like. If not, that, like I said, the bottom of that order block right there is what's set up for. But I do expect more of a bullish move. What's going to be interesting is because we pumped for Monday and Tuesday, there's a potential that we have a reversal, like I've been mentioning for the week. So definitely going to keep my eye out for that. I'm personally probably not going to trade this unless we get a further move into the discount area. I would ideally like to see us drop down and test this 65-ish area even, where this tinier order block is right here. But honestly, like this order block right here, but honestly, it looks like it could just keep going, right? We're in a very strong uptrend for right now. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's definitely risky to long it for right now because we are near the top of the range. You're getting close to 67.5. So definitely, you only have about $1,000 move potentially before you're going to find some sort of resistance, probably, is my guess. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. So 67.5 is still going to be in play, guys. And then to the downside, you're looking at about, obviously, keeping that 66,482 level, and then taking a look at the 65-ish area is what I'm targeting, 65,186, where I have that support line as well as 65K even. So anyways, that's what I'm seeing as far as the charts go, but let's go ahead and take a look at liquidity. So let me go into here. All right, so taking a look at liquidity, we're on our 4-hour here. So this is all of the pools checked. Let me go to just my 25X like we usually have here. So yeah, as you can see, guys, I mean, still kind of the same scenario where we took out this major red liquidity area, but, we are basically now targeting this green area up to 68,000 about, it looks like. We could possibly get rejected off of the bottom of the green area, which is basically the bottom of our order block that we're targeting, around 67.5. But essentially, that's kind of what I'm looking at. To the downside, obviously, you do have some liquidity all the way down to about 60,005. So that's going to be your bearish case scenario. Obviously, the top of this as well, which is 61,180. So that's around your 61K area. So I see a move in either direction. At one point, it's going to need to decide where it wants to go. We're just consolidating, and we may potentially roll over, or we're going to make that move upward. Let's take a look actually at our 1 hour. Let me add that. So taking a look at our 1 hour, let me see what pools are checked here. All right, so we have the 100x mainly, but it does look like we have, potential to move to the downside. Actually, let me refresh this. Somehow this zoomed in here. Okay, there, that's better. So we do have the potential to move to the downside here. It looks like we have a possible move to 65.8, and it does line up with the 50x as well. 25x doesn't show it, but 50x even tells us that we could go to 65-ish, 180. So that's around that 65 area I've been targeting. I would like to see at least a move to 65.8 to offer some sort of a discount, see how price reacts to it. But just know that there's a potential that we could move down further to 65, 180-ish area. Let me take a look at the 15-minute finally. So your 15-minute does show quite a bit of liquidity to the downside, it looks like. On the 100x, you still have targeting around the 65.8-ish area. And then your 50x, you have it all the way down here to even the 64,000 area, which would be getting into that other order block that we were taking a look at. So honestly, guys, it's really going to depend on where we get the bounce. I could see it maybe doing 65.8 just because of the 15-minute 200 MA is going to come into price action, maybe get about right here, and we might be able to get a bounce off of there. That's if we're extremely bullish. If we do start changing into a bearish sentiment more on the smaller time frames, then I would expect us to take out 65K and then further to 64.5. So that's basically what I'm seeing for right now. And then finally, we're going to take a look at open market here. Let's take a look and see what Bitcoin's doing. So as far as our orders go, I mean, we have it on both sides, unfortunately. So it is going to be hard to tell. You do have orders to the downside heading down to about 64. See, this is 64,500. You can see, and that's a huge order at 70 million Bitcoin. And then to the upside, you have it all the way up to 68,000 at 31 million Bitcoin. So definitely some huge orders to get us through. But just keep in mind, guys, we don't have that Fed folder until Thursday. So it is going to be highly volatile for price action for right now. So that's what I see in open market. And then I think finally what we'll take a look at is the simple map here. Yeah, so let's take a real quick look at the simple map. So the simple map, let me see here. Oops. It's not as easy as my PC, I'll tell you that. Let's see. All right, so your simple map, you are getting closer to the upside liquidity, which is nice. It does say that we're going to possibly face resistance around 67,000. To the downside, you do have that potential to hit about 65.8, maybe find some support there. So that is a good sign. It's really going to depend on how price reacts to 65.8 if we get down there on the smaller time frames. So just kind of keep that in mind. But you do have 100x and 50x on both sides to take you up or take you down. Kind of same with the swing time frame. So let me zoom in a little bit more here. Let's see. Yeah. All right, so taking a look at our swing time frames, again, targeting 65,880, we might find a little bit of support there to the downside. And then if we were to go to the upside, finding some resistance around 66.9 or 67K even is what I'm seeing. So either way, what I'm hoping for is to get in sync with price action. I want to see a dip. Definitely looking more for a long rather than a short right now. I don't think we're at an opportunity yet to take a short. Once we get into 67.5, 68K territory, that might be the potential to look for a short, depending on how price reacts to those areas. But for right now, I think we're just going to get a bullish trend upward. So with that being said, guys, that's all I have for you for this evening. I will be filming off of my iPad for now until I get back home, but I will be giving you guys these twice-a-day updates still. But with a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you later. Take care.